I'm being joined right now by Debbie Breen from the Six Pak Saloon near Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. And Debbie, the Six Pak is a very unique place that a lot of riders this last year and a half or so, they've really embraced this place. And while I want to get into the heart and soul of the Six Pak, let's start a little bit with, who is Debbie Breen? What does she ride? Where does she come from? What does she love to do?
Okay, well, I'm originally from Newfoundland, and you can probably tell that by the accent that I have. I came out to Alberta. It was 2006. I moved to Fort McMurray. I've learned about the heavy equipment operator course up there. I took that, became a heavy equipment operator, and I've done that right till just recently. And then I started riding. I bought my first bike, a little Sportster, 883 Sportster in 2012. And then I knew once I started riding, because I never rode before. And when I did, I realized that, okay, I want a bigger, better bike now. So I bought my Fat Boy Low in 2013. And I realized there was nowhere to ride up there. And at the time where I was CNRL, they had fly in, fly out. So I moved down here to Edmonton area, and then I bought the bike, and then I just started riding down here, and then in it was, I think it was 2014, yes, 14. I had built this little biker den to have a morning coffee to sit out in. It was a little lean-to, and it was only small. It was only like a 5x8 or something, and I created that, and then left there, moved here where I'm to now, just outside Fort Saskatchewan, Sturgeon County, on Highway 37, and missed the little den, so built a new one, only for larger. And then for friends to come over, like, I don't know, maybe there were 6 at the time, didn't know very many people. And then we got going here, and I called it the Six Pak Saloon, and there were 6 of us used to ride around at the time. That's where it came from. And then friends started asking friends for could they bring more.
And it's kind of interesting because it's a beautiful location, and you dress it up and you care about it and you make it warm and inviting, and overwhelmingly, the conversation from the people I know who know you is that you're warm, you're funny, you're inviting, you're like a mother hen, a best friend, a sister, an auntie. You kind of like a chameleon. You seem to be a little bit of something to everybody.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten that a lot from people, but Renee, I genuinely care about people. I like looking after people. I have been the mother hen. I am the heart of the family. I'm the heart of all events and everything that go on, and I genuinely like people.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Every person we talk to, the connection to the Six Pak is about Debbie. Debbie is the heart of it. Debbie nurtures people. I mean, look at the first time we met. I'm kind of stranded down at Horse Thief for unforeseen reasons, no motel room. And next thing I know, I'm being fed and looked after and being talked to by other women who are like, oh, well, we can help you. And it's all instigated by you. Can somebody please make sure this woman has a place to lay her head down?
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, I have the back of a van or a SUV to sleep in. Can somebody please make sure this woman has something to eat? So this seems to be the recurring theme I hear from everybody I know who also knows you.
It's, you look at someone, it's not really hard. Just be kind and help people. You look at someone and they need help them. Do what you can for them. And it's not for recognition either, Renee. It's just a heartful thing to do. Like, what do you need? How can I help you? Just be kind.
It seems like every woman that I know who has that nurturing, caring personality. And I'm going to go back to one of my favorite women of all time, which is Mother Mary at Toad Rock. Another loving, caring person who looks at people and goes, do you need a hug? Can I bring you a coffee? You look like you need a blanket. You women are the heart and soul of motorcycling. You're the embodiment of what women in motorcycling really is all about: nurturing each other, empowering each other, and then helping our fellow man as we do it.
Yeah, it's I really enjoy it. You had to enjoy it. I believe you had to enjoy it. You had to like people and I am a people person. I know that, and I that's just it. I just love people.
Well, one thing that has truly gone through with you, and I know that we've talked in the past in private conversations about some of the dreams you have for the future, some of the ideas you have. Like this July, you're going to be hosting a bit of a rally out there to invite your friends and different groups to come out and see the place and be part of what you do and have some fun. But I know that you have some other dreams as well for the Six Pack. So let's talk a little bit about hopes and dreams. And you're at this place in your life where you're kind of in transition from heavy equipment and working up in Fort Mac to trying to figure out where do you fit in the world right now. And I think there's a lot of women in particular that are in the same boat.
Well, for me, it fell into my lap. I did enjoy heavy equipment. I do enjoy heavy equipment. I loved it at the time, but I did actually get hired on with who I'm with now because of they said to me, my influence on people, how positive I am and how I help people. And that's one of the reasons I got hired. And then like this fell into my lap here. Because when we moved here, we built this one that we have now, and then friends asked friends, and it kind of grew into where it's to now. And then as it was growing, I realized that I had an opportunity to help people because I could see that there was a need for this. And the first one I remember was one broken biker, and I'm like, oh wow, this is good. I can raise some money to help them. Because all this stuff costs money, and then there was bullying ins needed help for bullying children and little warriors, and then the vets come into my life. Oh, I got such a soft spot for them, and my heart is just full for these guys. And then they're hosting their yearly events here. I've had some vets come here and sit here and say that they a lot of anxiety. They have a lot of anxiety and issues and everything. And I was unaware because I never had any of those people into my life before. And when you're unaware, you don't know. But to sit there and listen to their stories about how they come here and sit here in my yard and tell me how at peace they feel. So, and when you're hearing that, and plus hearing it, I've heard it several times from people. They feel coming here have turned their life around and saved them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, when you hear that, it's like, I don't have a right to quit now.
You may be from Alberta, but have you really seen Alberta? With its vast vistas and stunning locale, Get acquainted with what Alberta has to offer by experiencing Alberta through the eyes of a tourist.
I don't have a right, because how could I stop something that's so important to people? So for me, I mean, I'm scared to death. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on in the world. Being like, because you're telling me, Debbie, you're admired and you're talked about, and what you're doing is great. And I'm unaware of that. I just know when you come in is, hey, do you want to cut it? Would you like a cup of tea or a sandwich? Like, but for them to hear those stories is like, I have to I gotta keep going. I just can't give up. And now it's turned into rallies and events, and I love it.
And the beautiful thing is that the community loves you right back. The community loves the place, the space, the feeling behind it. It's become a destination ride. It's something different and unique, and there's no pressure. And if you come, you're just as welcome to come and cook yourself a burger or fix yourself a sandwich and make a cup of coffee as you are to fix yourself a beer and clamato juice if that's your preferred drink.
Absolutely. Whatever makes you comfortable.
Whatever. And everyone I have spoken to comes away feeling peaceful.
Yes. I have a saying.
That's the biggest thing I hear all the time.
I have a saying now that it's Six Pak Saloon where friends become family. Yeah, and it's gotten to that. It has gotten to that. There's even people now that are like, I can name about maybe 6 or 8 couples that have connected here now that have beautiful relationships together. It's beautiful to see.
Because this isn't the normal bar scene. This isn't like going to Sturgis and, there's all kinds of people around and there's that party attitude. This is more of a gathering of like souls.
Absolutely. And you don't need to ride a motorcycle to come in my yard. You can come in here in a canoe if you wanted to. I don't care. Yeah, you're always welcome.
Well, and this is the beautiful thing about it, Debbie, is that, that wandering soul, that person that has a heavy heart, that has a lot of cares, sometimes they just need a peaceful, tranquil place to get away to that allows them a place to just sit and be, and no pressure and no chatter. That's exactly the place that I have been described 1,000 times by, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to. And I have girlfriends like May Beck. She says, I've shifted going to bike nights out here to go over here because it's just so laid back and it's different and it's so interesting and there's such a wide variety of people who come. And Debbie, you've created a movement, girl.
Gosh, thanks. My goal too, Renee, is I don't want this to be commercialized at all. It has to stay mom and pop. It has to stay grounded into the earth. It has to be that outdoor feeling. It has to be the grass and the trees and it got to be open and they need the sunshine and the fresh air and the flowers and that. My goal is that, and I'm looking now to hopefully turn it into Six Pak Campground to keep it that nice, comfortable feeling. Don't want that to change.
Our association is really excited to see if there's a way we can help foster your vision and help, with some of that paperwork and some of those crazy things that are going to take place, because that's the interesting thing. When you go from being an employee to being a kind of a business owner, it's, you're not a not-for-profit yet. You're still deciding things, but at the end of the day, you're going to be running a business of sorts.
It's overwhelming. It is.
And there's so many wonderful people in our community who are, so talented in the things that you're not. And that's the beautiful thing about our community, is it's so eclectic. It has so many personalities, so many skill sets, that as you move through your process of fulfilling your own dream, your whole vision, I think that you're going to find the way gets paved for you very quickly and easily by comparison to most small businesses, because you have so many people in the background going, yes, well, this is what we want. This is what we're looking for.
Awesome.
And you fill a need. Blackjacks and Nisku, they fill a need. You go to Two Hills, to the Wayside Fallen Riders Memorial Park, they fill a need. Everybody in our community has something to offer. And you?
I'm careful too of when I do plan something, I'm careful to make sure, like I kind of do a little bit of looking around to make sure nothing's not booked anywhere else. And if I'm going to host something, to make sure it's not on a busy night, like say Blackjacks Tuesday nights. Don't do nothing there. So don't take from somewhere else. Make sure it's different and all around. You don't want to mix bike nights. You got to make sure everything is support it as much as you can, and that way.
And you've got so many groups that you're working with, and with the national events calendars and everything that we offer, we're able to give some extra insight onto what's going on within 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers, because, you're a destination spot. But at the end of the day, most motorcyclists still want to go home to their own bed at night, unless they're camping. And so, by 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, things are starting to slow down and dissipate, and you go back to being a home again. And once you become a campground, that's all going to change. You're going to have a whole bunch of adopted brothers and sisters and adopted aunties and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and new best friends. And it's going to become a very busy world for Debbie Breen, I predict.
It is. I've seen the taste of it this summer, the past 2 months. I didn't think what happened here, July, August, mostly July, August. I never thought that would happen until maybe another 5 years down the road. It was really overwhelming that it happened in 2 months. It just, poof, it went wild, and it was really overwhelming. And it still is for me. Like I said, I've no clue what I'm doing, but I know I got to keep going forth. And for it to gotten as big as it is so fast, and now I don't mind it at all. It's kind of been like something like a campground thing has been kind of a dream for me. Maybe, 10 years, easy, long time. It's been a dream of mine. I didn't know that it would be a biker community. And I'm so happy that it is, though. Oh my gosh, I am, and the veterans and everything. So I know I'm heading in the right path, and I'm really excited about it. I know, like I said, my yard's been full of people all summer, and it's okay. I'm okay with it. I like it. I enjoy it.
That's what's happened, is you've drawn together a whole bunch of people that are helpers. And then the ones that need the help automatically gravitate because they sense a place of care. And when you build that sense of family right into everything you do, you all become family. The regimental MC, those boys love you like Nobody's Business.
I
Steve
love
and
them.
Steve and Juanita and all the gang over at Bullying Ends. Just everybody in the community that you've touched.
Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo, where life takes shape.
And then the ones that need the help automatically gravitate because they sense a place of care. And when you build that sense of family right into everything you do, you all become family. The regimental MC, those boys love you like nobody's business. Steve and Juanita and all the gang over at Bullying Ends. Just everybody in the community that you've touched, your family. You've adopted them, they've adopted you. And what better way to run a business, which is what it's slowly becoming, than to be doing something from the heart, something that absolutely moves you and gives you reasons to put boots on the ground every day.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I am, like, I can't even, it's definitely a passion. Yeah, I look forward to working, and you know what? I look forward to working with anyone that, like, I won't omit anyone. If anyone, I love ideas and suggestions. Absolutely. If you any way you can help me to keep this going, whatever, I'm like, please do. As I said, I've no clue what I'm doing. I'm scared to death. I need someone to hold my hand, like I'm still that little freaking girl out into the world. Oh dear God, where do I start? Because of the beautiful comments I'm getting from people and everything, I will keep going. I will, with your help, of course, all of your help.
An entire community totally behind you, willing to work with you, and wanting to own a little bit of Six Pak Saloon. They like being a six-packer. They want to be identified as being a six-packer. And the other movement that you make me think of is back 15 years ago, 20 years ago, Mary Laird at Toad Rock. And Mother Mary started that same sort of down home, fill your heart kind of place.
Beautiful.
And to this day, she has people from all around the world that call her.
Wow. Wow.
So you may have come to the game a lot later in life than she did when it comes to that kind of desire to fulfill it. Mary was blessed to come into a life at a beautiful location out there at Toad Rock, and
I've been
that whole part of BC, and she's owned that land, I think, all her life. And it's funny how women, you get connected to the land.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're connected to the land, something happens to your soul.
True story.
Power that happens that it's like a magnet, and it just starts drawing all these people to you.
I'm hoping to get something in Newfoundland also, where I'm from down there, because I know I have just recently heard. Well, it's been on my mind a couple of years now. To like Route 60 down there, guys. You want to check out Route 60? It's kind of like 3A in BC. These beautiful winding roads, and I'd like to have something down there. And I've just recently learned that the biker vet community down there, mental health awareness is really, like, it's not up to par or whatever. And my goal is probably, hopefully, to get something going there too. So I'm going to head down next July after my rally and ride down with a couple of friends and plan a 2023 Six Pak rally down there. So yeah, so we'll ride down next year to check it out and see what we can do for location and stuff.
Like I said to you earlier, it shows in every relationship you've built. Anytime your name is mentioned, the way people get an automatic smile on their face. And, you know, it's a testament to what our world needs more of. We need more unconditional love, more unconditional acceptance. You know, you treat me like a human, I'm going to treat you like a human.
Absolutely.
There's just not enough love in the world right now, is what it feels like to me. And I think that if there was one thing that I could use as a symbol to describe the way people make me feel when they talk about Six Pak Saloon, it would be a heart.
You know what? I would definitely say the same thing too. It's definitely heart. And not only that too, Renee, is not only is it my heart too, and I believe that everything that goes on, I believe the power upstairs, I guess we'll call it, are bringing the hearts to me also, because I too need what I'm putting out, and I feel that the people that are coming into my life are the ones coming with the same hearts, because I believe what you put out, you bring to you. And I know, because I really do need them as much as they need me. So it goes both ways.
Let's see, and there, right there, that's the perfect way to end a beautiful interview.
Oh,
is
thank you.
Right there, because truly, when like hearts or like minds come together, that's when beautiful things happen. And everything about the Six Pak Saloon, from the outside yard to the way you've decorated up the lean-to where people can get a drink or a burger or a sandwich, everything's been done with care and love and attention to detail.